Good morning, everybody. I'm Bart Winkler. This is the Bart Winkler Show. Ryan Horvat back in the saddle. Horvation going strong. Hey, buddy.
Oh, hello, which is hello in German, and
Also Guten Tag and Ciao, or is Ciao? Ciao's goodbye.
Guten Tag is good day, correct?
Ich eine Kopfweh means I have a headache.
Grub dich wie geht's, I think means hi, how are you? How do you say Packers suck in German? I'm gonna actually figure that out.
Packers sehr schlecht.
Yeah.
That says Packers very bad.
Like worst team in the league.
They suck. We'll talk about that. They've got McCarthy and the Cowboys coming in, which a couple of things from yesterday's show. Want to give a big shout out again to Aaron Nagler of cheeseheadtv.com. He is it was a great episode. People, a lot of positive feedback. And Nagler and I used to do shows together a lot, and then we didn't, and then I was pissed about it. And so then, he was never like pissed, but he's just like, what's Bart barking about? Yeah. But he was very nice to do it, and it's got me thinking that I want more of a redemption. Like, I think I'm going to reach out to some of these people. Like Rob Domofsky, you pull up a seat here.
Could you ask him to unblock me since he has me blocked for no reason? And you should clip this and send this to him too. I've never done anything. I actually appreciate the guy's work.
Schneidman.
And I actually like how Domofsky, like if somebody like tries to troll him and they bring up his kids, he's like, look, mother effer, like I will rip your food. I don't want to swear a lot this week. I felt like it was a little bit too much.
If Matt Schneidman wants to take a break from trying to write like Rick Riley, not a compliment. He's welcome on the show.
Maybe I don't know if I'm listening to that episode, but like I would listen to like you and Wildy or any of those guys.
What about me and Michaels?
Would I listen? Absolutely. Will he do that with you? Absolutely not.
There's no chance in hell.
No.
I would do it. I'm open to it.
Would you do it like in person? You would too. Yeah, you would.
I'll go to his house.
I got to be honest. I think he would too. Say what you want. I mean, the guy's not. I don't think he's hiding or backing down from anybody. I think he would do it.
Well, he's a businessman.
Exactly.
I'd have to give him some money, probably.
You should be his new Radio Joe.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think if I offered him $100, he'd do it?
Like you have to pay him for him to come on your podcast?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll shatter numbers. If I did an episode with Bill.
You think Bill's worth $100? What do you think he makes for those cigar dinners and those appearances at like Stenny's and whatnot? He's got to be making some good money. Hey, you know what? Actually, shout out to Bill because Bill always liked me, right? Like when I worked for Bill, an intern with Bill, I would go to Cousins for him with his credit card. He'd get me a sandwich. Whenever I would go and do remotes with Bill, he would have to pay for the food, which I do in my remotes too, and I don't like that. But he would be like, "Hey, what do you want?" And then he would take care of the bill. So yeah, I think Bill would I think he would do a podcast. What are you guys going to talk about though?
Probably our friendship.
I would talk about here would be 3 questions I would have. Is Ichiro a Hall of Famer? Right. All
he did was hit.
That would be
David Ortiz. Half of his came in Japan.
Yeah, but there goes my second question. Is David Ortiz an MVP? Or I'm not an MVP, a Hall of Famer? Because when you think about it, all he did was hit. Hey, what were your thoughts on the World Series before we get to the picks? Did you watch 1 minute? I'm serious. Did you?
Yeah, I watched it. I did a little DraftKings here and there. I watched it.
I would say I watched under 1 hour of all, what were there, 6 games, right? I'd say probably, and I'm talking in total, 6 baseball games. I had it on, but
what was Game 6? Game 6 was against Bama LSU, right? Or I don't even know how many games. Did it go 5?
That's what I just said. I was actually hoping. I thought you were the baseball guy. You're the one.
I thought I was.
I'm a Cub fan. My baseball's been over for me since May. I couldn't get into it, man. And like, I like the Phillies. I like Kyle Schwarber. I felt like I watched every single Kyle Schwarber and Nick Castellanos bat. And Bryce Harper. The one where he hit that bomb was awesome. But I don't know. It just didn't do it for me this year. Not having Buck on the call was And
I think that was a big part of it, but also nobody wants to watch the Astros.
Right. And it's like, man,
the Astros are very they're like the Spurs in the 2000s. They're very good. They get things done, but nobody wants to watch them.
And everybody's like, oh, such a great story for Dusty Baker. And it's like, yeah, it's a good story for Dusty Baker.
It's a good story, but I don't need to spend 6 nights watching 4 hours of baseball to know the story.
Yeah. Baseball's tough to watch. Anyway, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. You ready for some games?
I am, but I also want to shout out Happy Place Hemp. They were on the podcast yesterday, too. I went there in Muskego, and they are upping the stakes here for the weekend. So everything at happyplacehemp.com. You could go in on a Friday. They're closed over the weekend, obviously. But if you go to happyplacehemp.com and use the promo code BART, you're getting 40% off your order. 40% off your order. So I've been taking the gummies that help me sleep at night. We talked to them yesterday, Chris and Rob, about all the different gummies that they use, and some have the THC in them, and you can feel real good and don't have to go to Illinois to get it. Plus, they'll send it right to your house. They'll send it right to your house discreetly if need be. Otherwise, I guess if you want them to draw a big, giant weed leaf on it, I guess they could. They probably won't because that's a waste of time for everybody. But happyplacehemp.com, the promo code is BART, and through the weekend, through the 13th, it's our Veterans Day special. Promo code BART gets you 40% off. We'll do the picks in a minute. First, a Packers thing, because we'll do the game last.
Yeah.
And I've been putting out there that I'm rooting for McCarthy this weekend.
Kind of rooting for McCarthy a little bit this weekend, too.
I just wish
he's more likable than anybody in that freaking locker room right now.
If this game happened last year, Packers and McCarthy, it would be like life. Like we have to win. Like when Favre came back, we have to win that game. And then we didn't, but but this year it's like McCarthy's coming. Great. We fucking suck.
Yeah.
Joe Judge could be coming. Who gives a shit? We suck.
I know. That's the thing. I was really looking forward to this game. It was going to be LaFleur against McCarthy, Rodgers versus McCarthy, the revenge game. And now it's like, we suck. They just lost to the Detroit Lions, dude. They literally, that's the worst defense in the National Football League, and they scored 9 points. So it's hard to get excited really about anything. I'm trying to sell some tickets right now. New Year's Day, if you know anybody, it's going to be week 17. They take on the Vikings. I figured it would be for the division, for the North, Instead, it's probably going to be for who do the Packers end up drafting?
How many you got?
Georgia. I have two. Well, I have 4, but my brother's hell-bent on going. He's like, I'm just going to go and get shit-faced.
Oh.
Well, he's never been to Lambeau, though.
Really?
Yeah, he's never been to Lambeau Field.
I'm just trying to figure out the best look here for the YouTube. I didn't shower yesterday.
No, me either. I was laying in bed.
This is my Lambeau Leap Here hat.
I like that hat.
It's a great fucking hat.
Yeah, I want that hat. Can I buy that off you? You send me the fucking hat, and I'll get you the big unit for your podcast. He has me blocked though now.
Oh yeah, me too. All right, I'm going YouTube. I'm going in the dungeon again. We'll have the picks with Ryan Horvat coming up next. Our picks brought to you by Golden Chicken and Hales Corners, delivery and catering, 414-427-5500, 414-427-5500. Hey, I want to shout out myself because I nailed a couple last week. I had the slow cooked barbecue pick of the week where I said the Vikings would win, but it would be a slow cooked win.
Yeah.
And then it was.
And I had the Commanders to cover the spread, and they covered the spread, so I won a bunch of money on that. I like the little rejoin that we did there. All we needed was some Zeppelin that isn't really Zeppelin though. It's like a Zeppelin generic cover band. You know, like the old rejoin music.
Someone just DM me offering to do music for the intro, the outro. But then I was like, wait, does this guy want money? Because I'm not paying him. So if you're listening, I'll take whatever you send me, but I ain't paying you.
You give him you should just throw him $25.
I said I was going to get a green screen for behind me. I ain't paying money for a green screen.
Yeah, it seems like a lot.
Yeah. All right. The Thursday night game was between the Falcons and the Panthers. You
Low
know what?
expectation.
Yeah, it's a little better than I thought.
Yeah, lived up to the hype, man. But here's what I got to say, right? To the schedule makers. F you. Who the hell thought that anybody was going to want to watch this game on a Thursday night?
But
Now,
we all watch it.
Atlanta's fun, though. At least Atlanta's fun. But Carolina, man, what a mess. What a freaking mess.
Refresh me, even though it's quote unquote Friday morning. Where was this game played and what was the spread?
It was
played.
It was
in Carolina, right?
Yeah, and it was a 2.5 point spread. The Panthers were 2.5 point dogs. But you know me, Tricky Ryan. I bought the 3 because, well, my co-host kept saying, and everybody kept saying, oh, it just seems too easy to take Atlanta. And I was thinking, it does. But you know what else seems too easy? Not taking Carolina. If you know what I mean. You think about that. Atlanta last night played without their starting guard. They played without their backup guard. And they're the number 8 rushing attack in the National Football League, going against a Carolina defense who the numbers look terrible, but they look terrible because the defense is literally on the field the entire game. So I liked Atlanta the first couple weeks of the season, but I think defenses have caught on a little bit. But, decent game. Hopefully this weekend's games are better.
So who'd you take last night?
I took Carolina.
Okay, I took them too then.
Yeah. In honor of Tim Biaka-Batuka. My favorite.
And also the late great Sam Mills.
Oh God, yeah. All right, so moving on to Sunday morning. Really quick, do you like these Germany-London early kickoff games?
Absolutely love them.
I'm torn, man, because
one thing it does do is that by like Sunday night football at halftime, I'm like tired.
Yeah, you're just like that. I'm kind of like tired by halftime. This year has been tough Sunday night halftime because the Packers suck so bad, and especially like last week, man, like losing at noon to the freaking Lions, and then you're like you got like 2 games only in the afternoon. I got the Sunday night and I was like, I love watching Mahomes and the Chiefs. I don't give a shit. I just watched Aaron Rodgers. I just watched the Packers, and I know we're going to get to this. Just let me say one thing really quickly.
No, say many things.
I watched them instead of just handing the ball to Aaron Jones or AJ Dillon on the goal line. I watched Aaron Rodgers or Matt LaFleur, whoever drew this play up, throw a pass in the back of the end zone, attempt to throw a pass in the back of the end zone. It didn't make it to the end zone. It was the worst ball Aaron Rodgers has ever thrown. I wanted him executed after he threw it. And they're calling plays for David fucking Bakhtiari, who's a tackle, right? Who is still dealing with an ACL injury from 2 years ago, who once again in this game couldn't complete 4 fucking quarters of a football game. He's on the Peloton like me. I don't know if he's doing the Kendall ride. I don't know if he's with JB, who his instructor is. Then on the last drive, he wants to be out there. Why the fuck didn't he want to be out there in the 3rd and 4th quarter? And why the fuck are we calling pass plays for David Bakhtiari? People are like, well, it was actually the right call. Rodgers just threw a shitty ball. Yeah, and I'm not defending Rodgers. That was the worst ball he's ever thrown. But you do that shit when you're up 21-7. You do that shit when you're 8-3. When you're a 3-6 football team, 3-5 football team, fighting just to get into the playoffs, you're not calling up fucking plays for the left tackle with one leg. You run the ball with Aaron Jones. And
that's why I wonder if we're talking about this, if we're watching the games as fans blown away that they're doing
David Bakhtiari, Bart. They threw a pass to David fucking Bakhtiari. Go on.
What are the other guys on the team saying?
What is Aaron Jones saying?
Like Aaron Jones, I'm sure he's got like guys he's tight with on the team. You don't think Aaron Jones and like AJ Dillon were texting one night and being like, dude, remember what was that shit to Bakhtiari? And Dillon's like, I don't know. I got wing sauce all over my fingers.
AJ Dillon's in Door County though, but no,
I think Rodgers. I think this is Jordan Love's team.
But no, but like, look, what do you think about
Rodgers' team? Is the point?
Maybe, but you have like, okay, so Jair balling out, right? Then he goes to the sideline after a pass breakup or after an interception. He's sitting there. He watches them drive down the field, and then Jair and Kenny Clark and those guys have to watch Aaron Rodgers throw a complete duck as he attempts to hit David fucking Bakhtiari. What is going through their head? And then they have to go back on that field after a big stop or a big. That's the thing. The defense sucks. Super overrated. But it's a defense that should be top 15, top 10, because they're supposed to be playing with leads. They can't build leads because they're scoring 14, 15 points per game because this team, they've become the Lions. They're the teams that usually like week 9, week 10, they're the Giants. We're usually laughing at these teams. Like, the fuck? Throwing passes to the tackle? Run the football. You have a top 10 back.
Even if I suck, like if I'm Darnell Savage and I suck, I'm still like, why is everybody talking about me? We threw a 4th down pass to David Bakhtiari. What the fuck's our problem?
Like, I go back and I watch the All-22, and I'm like done defending Aaron Rodgers this year too, because the thing is,
you wanted to bench him.
Yeah, well, he's not running the offense. Jordan Love will go in there. Like, you have to right now, man. We need Rodgers, and I know the thumb might be an issue. I don't know what the fuck the issue is, man. Who knows what the issue is? But I know that he should be taking snaps from under center more. I know they should be running the football a lot more. And I know like last week's a bad example because Aaron Jones got hurt. Here's the other thing really quickly. The play calling is so predictable, right? I wanted more A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones on the field at the same time. And we'll have that in Aaron Jones. They'll use him in motion, split him out. That's the other thing. No motion. They're using no motion. This is not Matt LaFleur's offense any longer. Matt LaFleur's offense, it's supposed to be the one play sets up the next play. It's the Shanahan offense. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's not going to work when it's just Rodgers. Shit, I don't like this on 2nd down since our 1st down draw went for 2 yards. It's 2nd and 8. That's been the problem this year, man, though. It's not so much they suck on 3rd down. It's that they're facing so many 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8s with their aging 38-year-old quarterback and no weapons on the outside, a terrible wide receiver room. You shouldn't be facing these known passing downs for defenses like the Jets and the Giants, who are solid pass rushes, just to tee off on your old-ass quarterback, because you shouldn't be facing 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, because you have 2 of the better fucking backs in the league, at least one of them. Aaron Jones, I was talking about this with Sparky, he's not top 15 in the league in carries, man. He has as many carries as Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's played 3 less games. He's played 6 games this season. I can't stand
and 2 of those he barely played.
This to be over. I look forward to this all summer long. This is all I look forward to. I want it to be over. I hate this team. They're unlikable, Rodgers included. Like, yeah, and it's like, then I'm like, I want to see Jordan Love. He'll run the offense. And no offense, I know he's got a lot of fans. I don't think he's good, though. So then that's a disaster. So, but I guess then you could play for your quarterback of the future. But I was all excited about this quarterback class. Then I watched these guys. It's like, I don't know, man. CJ Stroud, I don't think there's anything to this Ohio State quarterback thing. And I love Justin Fields. He balled out last week. But, like, I don't want a Will Levis. Bryce Young is so small, and there's something to these small quarterbacks. Last night I'm watching, like, Heineke and, even Russ Wilson get balls batted down at the line of scrimmage. So, almost
go the Colts route and just get old-ass quarterbacks.
No, here's what they do. Dude. So, Rodgers is coming back next year. He's not turning down $50 million.
No.
So, if you want to evaluate Jordan Love, you could do so. But I'm cool with him coming back next year and going like all in one more time with Rodgers if they're able to bring guys in that actually.
I don't think they have a choice. They have to. Yeah,
they have to, right? Because then the best part is if it sucks and it's a crappy year again and it gets real crappy, that's when you really want the quarterback, because you have Caleb Williams at USC, who's awesome. If you're not but if you're totally terrible, you get Drake May from North Carolina, who's only a freshman right now, so he can't come out. Everybody's saying this. He would be the number 1 quarterback taken in this year's draft over Stroud, Young, Levis, all these guys. And he's awesome. He's good. The reason why they're a 1-loss team, man, because that team blows. They're going to get destroyed this weekend, Carolina is, by Wake Forest. That's my favorite bet. But, yeah, thank you for letting me do that, because I hate this fucking team.
All right, let's talk about the other shitty teams in the league.
Rodgers included. And the McAfee interviews make me want to rip my head off.
I think do you understand what I'm saying for 3 years now about I want to off this ride? It's
too
time-consuming. It's too much.
I'm pretty angry at him, too.
Too much.
Nobody gets a pass. And it's like quit comparing Kenny Clark to Aaron fucking Donald, because I don't watch games and think, hey, is Aaron Donald playing today? All right, let's start with the Germany game. I can't get this shit straight. London, Germany. I keep
thinking Tom Brady's going to have a 5-touchdown game. When is that coming?
You know what? I think it's coming this weekend. So I love Seattle, man. I love the Seahawks. I bet the Buccaneers, when this game opened on Monday morning, they were only 1.5-point favorites. I got Tom Brady as a 1.5-point favorite.
Is it quicker for them to travel over Asia?
I don't know. I'm bad with that shit.
Because the Buccaneers just go from Florida to London, which is like that's like a day trip. But Seattle's got to go all the way across the country.
Yeah, but they leave like 6 days before the games. Who cares?
Well, I'm just so trained from Matt LaFleur thinking that even traveling.
I know. I was going to say
like a nightmare.
I was going to say I've never been like the big travel guy. Like I like
Matt LaFleur's so bent up on travel. He thinks that Lambeau and Don Hudson Center are too far apart. Oh, we got to walk across the street. We got to go there 10 minutes early.
Yeah, exactly. All you hear about is the travel. I'm with you on that. No,
I
like
sucks.
Does he?
I don't know.
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
I know Rodgers does.
I don't know that he sucks, though. I don't think he sucks if he's got
I know
Mike
Goody
Evans.
sucks.
He does suck.
Although you got my guy Jonathan Abram.
I don't think. Yeah, you know what? I want to be excited about that, but I thought Andy Herman had a really good tweet and post about that made complete sense. Like, the fuck you doing with Jonathan Abram this year for the next 8 games when you're 3-6, and now you got to pay Jonathan? Like, come on now. And the other thing, really quickly, what I said last night, I said, oh, perfect, because you have Darnell Savage, who can't hit, doesn't want to tackle. He's afraid of any contact, but he could cover a little bit. Then you have Jonathan Abram, who can't cover to save his life, but the guy just wants to hit and just run full speed at you. You put them together, and maybe we'll be allowed to play. Maybe they'll be allowed to play 12 men on the field, and you get one perfect dude, one perfect safety right there. They can get creative now. Maybe we'll see. It is Joe Barry, so who knows? I like Tampa in this spot, dude. Seattle's a great story. Brady with that game-winning drive, they played like shit, so everybody's overblown that a little bit. Like, they shouldn't have even won that game, to be honest, but that just shows how bad the Rams suck, too, which that makes me cry even more about the Packers because the NFC is wide open. The Eagles are the best team, and we don't even know if Jalen Hurts can throw a wet, cold football yet. So I like Tampa Bay in this spot, though. I think Brady's going to get himself right. It's the division, they're going to win that division regardless, right? Unless the Saints finally get right, but they're beat to shit.
Yeah, I wish we were in a shitty division, but the Vikings have to be good.
Yeah, why can't we be in the NFC South? And the Vikings, that's the worst part about it. The Vikings are not good. That team sucks. They have played absolutely nobody, and they're lucky as hell. Za'Darius is good, though. That stings how great he's playing this year. Screw him, man. Screw Devontae, too. They're the reason. Anyway, Tampa Bay.
What's the spread here?
It's 3 now. I played it at 1.5. At 3, I kind of like
dry.
Seattle.
1-2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Buccaneers. Auf Deutsch.
Okay. Not going to go with Seattle.
You know, I've been to Germany.
Have you?
Oh, I have, yeah.
Do you like it there?
I stayed with a family for a week, and the chick that I stayed with,
hot.
Nobody liked her.
Like in the family, like her own family hated her? She was like the Aaron Rodgers of the...
She was like Meg on Family Guy.
Oh, Meg sucks.
But then there was this heat, like all the other kids were at this party, and they're like, hey, you should invite Bart. Bart's one of the Americans on the trip. And they go, okay, who's his girl? And they said, it's some girl named Vera. And they're like, oh, Vera is Nick, so whatever. That's why I felt bad. But she did take me, we did go on a romantic, there's a pond and there was a swan boat. We went on a swan boat.
Well, how old were you?
17. We didn't kiss or nothing.
Was she good looking?
Why'd
everybody hate her? Did she keep it moving a little bit? If you know what I mean?
No, she just, I don't know. I don't know why. She was nice enough.
Do you think she is going to the game this weekend to watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick up their second consecutive?
He might be. What I remember about being in Germany is I was there the week that Michael Vick got drafted by the Chargers and then traded to Atlanta. Is that what happened?
Did that even happen? Or I think
the Chargers had the pick and they traded it to Atlanta, right?
That sounds about right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember.
They had to log on to their internet somehow. Germany dial-up. Oh, and their bath was terrible. They didn't have a shower. They just had a tub and then a thing that you had to pull out and like rinse your head.
See, yeah, like I never wanted to do any of this shit. Like I never wanted to go on any of these trips. Like I don't want to live in a hostel. Like I watched that movie by Eli Roth. I don't want to like stay at some random family's house and like not be able to shower because they have a tub.
Awful experience.
Yeah, like my sister-in-law.
It's just some guy from America stays at your house for a week.
Yeah,
that could be anyone.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. I watch too many horror movies for that. And plus, like, do they have DirecTV? Like, do they have Sunday Ticket? Are you doing this during like football season? Like, what if I want to watch the Lions and the Patriots?
Now in Germany, they do broadcast all of like their primetime shows. There's no like nudity requirements. So just think of like Law and Order, but they just show the tits all the time.
You know what I always get a kick out of with these international games, like the fans, like nobody actually cares about like the teams that are playing. It's just like Tom Brady fucking jerseys and like Eli
And
Manning.
then the thing they cheer the most for is a 42-yard field goal.
Yeah, exactly. But all you see is like Urlacher jerseys and like
Yeah, yeah. Sage
Tebow.
Rosenfels.
Yeah, and they're like everybody's so they just love the NFL here. It's like they don't even know who the fuck's playing in the game. Anyway, Tampa Bay. All right, let's move on. Jesus Christ, we spent all our time on this game. Minnesota. All right, I don't know what to do with this game because I bet Minnesota, man, +8. This is down to 3.5, which is telling us that this injury is a little bit more serious for Josh Allen because the Vikings take on the Bills, obviously. So it went from 8.5 all the way down to 3.5. And I bet the Vikings at 8.5, thinking we're probably not going to see Josh Allen. They're probably going to hold him out. We still don't know. We don't have confirmation on that injury. So let's, I guess, just go with the consensus 3.5, which kind of makes me want to take the Bills in the Case Keenum revenge game against Minnesota.
Case Keenum, Stephon Diggs revenge game.
I know, but I'm going to stick with my, even though people, if you're betting this game, don't bet it at 3.5. I'm going to go with, I'll stick with Minnesota, though, here in this spot. They just continue to get lucky, man, seeing the Bills probably without Josh Allen.
So who's quarterbacking for Case Keenum? I just said that.
I don't know. Wait, is Josh Allen, while we record?
Well, as of recording, we don't know.
We don't know as of recording.
I'm still, the Bills are interesting because they beat us, but they were pissed about how little they beat us by. Then they lost to the Jets.
Yeah, Josh Allen played like shit. Also, the Jets have a really good defense.
I think the Bills lose here. And then, shades of because every great team stumbles a little bit. I think the Bills lose here, unfortunately. Now, if Josh Allen plays, they win by 30.
I think the Bills lose in the playoffs, too. Let me put that on record. I think they lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think the Bengals could beat them, too. I like the Bengals if they get Jamar Chase back. They're my team. Oh, by the way, who's your AFC team this year? I'm a Bengals fan, by the way, now. Joe Burrow. I love him.
Well, I wish always Jacksonville.
I would trade Aaron Rodgers for Joe Burrow.
Maybe the Bills. I like the Bills.
Because you went there? Did the fans accept, do you feel like you could fit in with that fan base?
No, well, no, because they actually get into the games where I'm a Packer fan and I'm used to bitching about standing up at games.
Down in front. Uncle Harry, it's 3rd and 17 in the 21-14.
I got to be honest. My second team this year, this sucks, but I'm into the Cowboys. I've said this a few times.
That's okay. I'm into the Seahawks, and they ruined my life for 2 years.
Okay, good.
How do you not like this version, though? It's Geno Smith. It's Pete Carroll. Everybody told him he's too old, and he was like, nah, Russ sucks. And then he traded Russ. And now they're I kind of like that, that big F you to Russ Wilson. And I like Kenneth Walker, man. And I don't have beef with DK and Tyler Lockett. They weren't even on those teams, And when you think about it, the hell did Seattle do? It was Mike McCarthy that lost his damn mind. And it was Brandon Bostic jumping in front of White Lightning, Jordy Nelson, on an onside kick. And it was Aaron Rodgers playing injured in that game. And there was way too much James Starks in that game.
I'm going to take Vikings with or without. I'm going to take the Vikings.
All right. Thank you. Lions, Bears, dude. I'm taking the Bears. And here's another thing. I bleed green and gold, right? But Bears are fun to watch now, man. And I'm going to be betting a lot of Bears overs. Justin Fields, they're finally giving
him the tweet that I pulled out from my own self?
The Justin Fields tweet?
Yeah, when Justin Fields got drafted, I said Packer fans don't realize how quickly this window is going to close and how Justin Fields is going to take over this division.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's fun. They're finally letting him run around out there, get out of the pocket, use his legs a little bit. They need to use Khalil Herbert more, though. Free Khalil Herbert. I like David Montgomery, but not as much as I like Khalil Herbert. It's kind of like the same situation that Dallas had where clearly Tony Pollard's the number one running back, but they kept giving Zeke 16, 17 carries. I'm going to take the Bears here, dude, at home at Soldier Field. The Lions are probably the right side, but I feel like the Lions are probably feeling themselves a little bit after that win. Dan Campbell, I still think stinks. What does that say?
The number here?
It's 3. Bears are 3-point favorites.
All right. Cluck, 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 back. Double cluck of the week.
Already.
Yeah, that means, for those of you new to the show, which the numbers are pretty consistent. I got to find a way to get new people in here.
Like new people?
The numbers are very consistent. People.
Well, yeah, Nagler on. You'll have the cheeseheads coming in. That should help.
Yeah, I hope so. But I need a way like
Michael's, that would probably put some crazy numbers. Then you'd get all the people up north listening in, like and
but then I do my Tim Michaels impression one time and I'd get review bombed.
The worst part about when I would have to produce Michael's show, besides like having to listen to Michael's bullshit for 4 hours about stuff that he had no idea what he was talking about and read press clippings, was you would get all these calls, dude, and I had just moved to Wisconsin, and I'd be like, and Joe would want like all these towns spelled correctly. Like the first time I tried to spell Sturdivant, I just like, it was like ST, like, and Joe would be like, I'd be like, what's up, Joe? And he'd be like, you spelled Sturdivant wrong. And I'd be like, who cares? Like, seriously, where the fuck is that? And
Let's care about the things we should care about. Like our signal doesn't get down the block or.
Seriously, like I couldn't listen to the station like in my driveway in West Dallas. Seriously. Like, yeah, but
I know. But we spelled Sturdivant wrong, and that's where we're putting our resources.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's not like I'm putting it on social media. I'm putting it on the call log. All Bill has to say.
No one sees it.
And the other thing is really quick. Hold on. Certain hosts wouldn't like they wanted a phone call like so bad because they would just like get into their like the monologue was 2 minutes and then it was like, oh shit, we got 13 minutes to go. And so the worst part was some hosts, not naming any names, would want to go to the caller while the caller was still like you were still like typing in what they wanted to talk about. And be like, I'd be like, well, hold the fuck on.
I've done that.
Yeah. No, you never.
Hey, Bart, could you put your coffee mugs back in the kitchen? We were off the air for 9 hours last night. Someone fix that.
No, let me call you out. I thought I didn't know if I was going to like you before I started working with you because I would do the post-game show and it was me, Tim, and Billy. So, I mean, Tim would be like smoking cigarettes in the room. Billy was always like hungover as all hell. I'm just going to throw him under the bus. And we would drink a lot of cups of coffee. And like we weren't taking that shit back and like washing that off in the sink. So we would just leave it all around the studio. And Ellerson and you, Gary especially, Gary would flip out. Gary would come in the studio. He'd take everybody's coffee cups. He'd like call you out. Oh, who's drinking all the coffee? Me, Gary. But
what did I do?
You sent this email when the company was still Entercom to everybody. I'm talking everybody from Riggs and Alley on Kiss FM down to Radar and Elizabeth on the mix. And it was like, Entercom does a very nice thing providing us with this free coffee.
I did not. That's a lie.
Police. Oh, dude, we'll get Billy on. We should get Billy on this podcast. And I was like, who the frick is this guy? Then I worked with you and I was like, man, was that a bit? But you were like, the least you guys could do is take your cups back and clean them. And I was like, Winkler of all people, the guy that showed up 3 minutes before the show is calling us out about the coffee cups. Yeah.
These are lies.
No, this was when I first got to the station. You were like really trying hard. You were at every event. I remember they like wouldn't trust me to do anything. So they'd send me to like the Packers Boys and Girls Club, like to go interview Mark Murphy, but you'd have to come. And it's like,
yeah.
I just enjoy his Friday night. It's me, like Schmitz, Mandela, and then here comes Bart on a Friday night. I'm like, go. I'll never forget that one. It was like, Mark Murphy was there, and everybody's like asking him just about like, he's like, I just want to talk about the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm like, Mark, any chance we could trade for a wide receiver? And he's like, I don't really want to talk about that tonight. And I'm like, well, when do you want to talk about it?
Well, then why? Yeah.
Why am I here? I don't, I'm not here to interview Blake Martinez about his fucking Pokemon collection. Did you see that shit, by the way?
Yeah. What do you get for that? Like $600K?
Yeah. Remember when they got rid of Blake Martinez?
I remember when he was remember when you stood up for him every week, even though all his tackles.
Everybody called, Horvat, you don't know shit. Blake Martinez, he leads the league in tackles. All these tackles are 10 yards down the field. Yeah, at least he's making tackles. All right, let's move on. We got the so we're both on.
What game did we just do?
The Bears. Are you taking the Bears?
They're my double cluck of the week, Golden Chicken. GoldenChickenHC.com, son.
All right, let's get to the pick. So far, really quickly, let's recap because this has been a mess. We're both on Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah.
We're both on Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
We're both on the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I think we're going to agree here. So you got the Broncos. You got Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson, 2.5-point dogs on the road against your Tennessee Titans. Total in the game, 36.5, because the Titans no longer have a quarterback who could complete the forward pass. They need to let Malik cook a little bit, though. But it looks like Tannehill might be back. He's dealing with that ankle sprain. I got to be honest, man. I like the spot for Tennessee. It seems like Denver's probably the right side. They had that big win. But I don't know what the hell they're trying to do because they traded away Bradley Chubb, which was a great pickup for the Dolphins, by the way. Dolphins might end up winning the Super Bowl because of that pickup. I like the spot for Tennessee. I bet them under 10.5 wins before the season. They're going to win 12 games until Mike Vrabel either retires, leaves for a new job, or dies because he's that damn good. Like, how do they
like their game plan against Kansas City? It's just
I love him.
Mahomes, he was really pissing me off that night.
I'm not a big Mahomes guy.
Me neither.
I am a Mike Vrabel guy, though. Anybody that says they would cut their penis off for a Super Bowl, like, imagine. I was talking about this too the other day. If Mike Vrabel was the head coach of the Green Bay,
I'd cut my penis off just to get Bill Michaels on this show.
I'd cut my penis off just to beat the fucking Detroit Lions or New York Jets. If Mike Vrabel was the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, you asked me, like, do I think Matt LaFleur sucks? I'm not going to say Matt LaFleur sucks, but I am going to say this. If Mike Vrabel was the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, they would be a one-loss football team right now. He would not allow Aaron Rodgers to go rogue and change the play calls and change the personnel. Mike Vrabel would tell Aaron Rodgers to run the fucking offense. He would. He doesn't put up with any bullshit. And that's why his teams continue to win. These teams have no talent. Dude, they traded away A.J. Brown. Look what he's doing this year. He's putting up Madden numbers. Who's their best wide receiver in Tennessee? Robert Woods, maybe? How much better is Robert Woods after 2 ACL injuries than Allen Lazard? Yeah, probably a little bit better. But, I mean, I'm so sick of the excuses. The wide receivers suck. And I make these excuses. Yes, the wide receivers suck. The offensive line has been shaky and beat up. You know who else's offensive line has been shaky, beat up, and the wide receiver room sucks? The Giants, the fucking Titans. But they continue to win games.
Yeah, good the Giants are trading
better coaches than Matt LaFleur right now.
Shout out to my mom. She is texting me while we're doing this.
What's up, Mom?
She's ordering from happyplacehemp.com.
Tell her to get the THC ones with the little tingle inside.
She's getting a gummy sample pack, so you can get 3 of all their items. And then she's getting the Elevated Soul CBD lip balm. With the promo code BART through the weekend of the 13th, you get 40% off.
Does your mom get 50?
Huh?
Does your mom get 50%
off?
Yeah.
No, I'll give her an extra phone call this week, maybe.
That's all moms really want.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to go to the Packers Vikings game and just get shit-faced on January 1st and we'll wear like bags over our heads and be those guys?
Thinking about it.
Yeah, maybe I will maybe I'll just say screw it and go. The only problem is when they stink and you have tickets. Like, I want to watch the good games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not Kirk Cousins torch the Packers for 400.
I went to that Bills game. It was so fucking boring, dude.
What do you mean?
The game was boring.
Because they suck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody's like, oh, they showed such fight. Like, okay, it's not.
Did I give a pick? What game are we doing?
The Titans. No, I told you that I really like the Titans.
Who are they? What's my Titans theory?
Well, they're playing the Broncos, so I guess they would be expected to win, and they're at home. They're favored by 2.5. Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to stay on the Titans.
Yeah, yeah. Russell Wilson's the head case. You think Rodgers is bad? Jesus.
Malik Willis run for 150 yards.
I would prefer Malik out there, actually, in this game against Denver. What do you think about Jacksonville, Kansas City? I bet the Jags +10, so I'll stick with them as my pick at 9.5. You know, Kansas City, primetime game, picks up that win over Tennessee, hard-fought game. Now they turn around. They're at home again in this one, but double digits. The
Kansas City's at home?
Yeah, the Jags are.
I swear to you.
What?
They play 13 home games a year.
It does seem like it. They were just at home last week at Arrowhead. Jacksonville played their best game of the season.
I'm so tired of Kansas City. I'm tired of like them thinking that they can just plug in whoever. Like we lost Devontae Adams and the entire team fell apart. They lost Tyreek Hill and they're like, Tyreek who?
Yeah, but they replaced him with actual NFL wide receivers. They replaced him with MVS, who was our number 2 the last 4 years. And then they replaced, and then they brought in Juju Smith-Schuster to run all their underneath stuff with Travis Kelce. Hey, I like what the Jags looked good last week. I'm hoping that they could build off that. Trevor Lawrence didn't throw a pick. Yay, Trevor.
I'm taking the Jags here. I'm sick of Kansas City. This is a spite pick.
This is actually my Ryan Horvat little sprinkle of salt on the fries, golden chicken pick of the week, 414-427-5500, because I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I think this could be a letdown spot for the Chiefs. Maybe they don't take the Jags serious after that primetime win. Jags playing their best football. Still a very easily winnable division, dude. You got the Colts with Jeff Saturday as their head coach and Parker Moses Malone or whatever, their 30-year-old offensive coordinator. The Bucks aren't, or I mean, not the Bucks, Jesus. Nobody in that division very good. The Colts aren't any good. The Titans are pretty good, but is that sustainable this season? We'll find out. I like Jacksonville here in this spot as long as Trevor Lawrence doesn't throw 3 picks in the red zone, plus 9.5. And with a little sprinkle on the money line, I think they beat the Chiefs. Travis Etienne's awesome.
Geez, I had Nagler on the show. I'm just reading some of these comments. You would think that like Trump and Biden sat down and had a nice 7-course meal together. Like I never disliked Nagler. I just was sad he was on a different station. Someone just gave me a gift of the Bloods and Crips getting together. It's like,
are you going with the Jags in this game?
Yes.
I love you.
Horvat froze. Or maybe that's my internet. Horvat, where are you? I'm going to play a voicemail. It's from Jeff.
It's Jeff from Milwaukee. Once again, I had to pause your podcast. I'm a little behind listening to your one from the 9th. And I just had to say, dude, I am dying. Your rage makes me so happy because there's someone else who is as angry about fucking everything. That's all I got to say, dude. Keep it up. I love the rage. Keep raging. Bye.
I played a voicemail because your internet froze.
No, that is not my internet. That's your internet. So I hope that voicemail went over here because I pay for the premium internet, and my internet has been. I got all the bars.
I got all the bars too. I just got a new router in here.
Me too. Who is that email from? Or email? Mark? Who is that voice message from?
Jeff, South Milwaukee.
What was it? What are you all fired up about? Aaron Rodgers sucks. The Packers suck.
Yeah.
Did the Jags beat the Chiefs? You on the Jags with me?
Yeah, spite pick. Sprinkle
right.
the fries.
That's right. You hate Mahomes. What about this one? The Cleveland Browns plus 3.5 on the road taking on the Dolphins. Total in this game is 49.5. Dolphins defensively, they kind of stink, especially in the secondary. But they did add Bradley Chubb, so they have some pass rushers there. Offensively, they're a video game. Tua, Tyreek Hill could be the MVP of the league. Jalen Waddle's just as good on the other side. Their running game with Mike McDaniel is electric. All that said, the season's on the line here for the Browns. Deshaun Watson's coming back in a couple weeks. Kind of like them, plus 3.5. I think they might even win this game. I think we're going to get a lot of Nick Chubb. They're going to be able to run the football all over Miami in this game and at least keep it within the 3.5. I think, if anything, I'd make this number 2.5, 3. So I think the Browns are pretty good value. I have a couple of units on this bet. So if the Browns don't cover the 3.5, I'll be selling clothes to Plato's Closet on Monday morning. Pick of the week.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins. They just beat the Bears, and like everyone's acting like the Bears won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Dolphins.
All right. Finally, we go against each other in one of these. A lot of dogs for me this week, and I put this at 6.5. I'm comfortable at 5. I think they might even win the game. Giants are a great story. Texans plus 5. Texans are no good, but they play competitive football. None of those guys end up getting moved, especially the guys that I wanted, like Brandon Cooks. So they're going to go out there and they're going to do what they do. They're businessmen. They have to play the game. Plus 5. I think they cover that number. I think the Giants win the game most likely, but I would make this 3.5. I think the Giants are getting a little bit too much love. I know the record looks good, but they're not a good football team. They're winning these games because of Brian Dable and their defense and Wink. But I like this spot a lot, actually, for the Texans here. And Dameon Pierce, he might be the best back in the league, man, as a rookie. He's freaking awesome. I know the Texans stink, but he's a lot of fun to watch. So I think they could keep this game close, actually. Way too much love for the Giants here. They're being priced like the Chiefs and, like these better teams in the league.
Is my face freezing on the video stream? Because yours is.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, I get all your audio, but
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm getting all your audio, but your face.
I'm not allowed to.
Not you, Siri. Did you use your
Who
Siri?
was that?
So that was Siri. Everything's falling apart.
Yeah, I'm gonna create a new room.
Are you?
Should I?
No, we're good.
Okay. I like the Giants to cover. Everything you said was terrible analysis.
Okay. What do you think about this one? The Saints take on the Steelers. Your guy, TJ Watt, is back. Saints 1.5-point favorites. Total in the game is 40.5. I'm done with the Saints, man. I bet this team to win the division. I bet them to win 9 games. Freaking Dalton's actually played all right, but they're just so beat up. I mean, they're just hurt. Everybody's hurt. Mike Thomas comes back. He's hurt. So I'm going to take the Steelers, actually, as disgusting as that is at home, with the return.
Horvat. Technical difficulties once again. What am I, in Buffalo? All right, we're going to get creative to finish this out with Horvat. In the meantime, I'll have you know that I am upgrading my internet speed. See, Horvat's internet, I don't know what's going on there. That's a problem. But I know that my internet has been crappy. I work from home, and so does my wife. And when we're both on, where are we? It's a disaster. So let's get a Horvat on the horn the old-fashioned way. Okay, here's what's going on. My internet sucks, and at the same time, Horvat's internet sucks.
And this is hell. My internet, we're literally in the middle of a podcast. My internet just craps out. I thought it was yours because I just got
It is mine. It's both of ours.
And I'm paying a lot of money for this.
I have to put my phone hotspot on.
See, you know what's weird? It won't even let me connect to my hotspot because those were my thoughts. As I was just going to pop on the hotspot and finish out the pod.
I think something's going on. Is this Elon's fault?
Do you think that they're is this your recording device did this to our internet or what? Because everything was working great for me. And now all of a sudden I can't get on anything.
I think the red wave was so strong it took out all the communication signals.
I think it's the red tsunami.
All right, let's just really rip through these games. I don't even need analysis. Let's just end this mercifully.
All right, let's do it. Let's go with next the Indianapolis Colts. Jeff Saturday making his coaching debut against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders at home, 6-point favorites. I hate to do this, but I'm betting the Raiders, dude. Jeff Saturday was a high school football coach. I was just watching him on ESPN. He got a 30-year-old OC. Jonathan Taylor's all dinged up. They have Sam Ehlinger at quarterback. The Raiders are a disaster, but they should win this game, and they should do it by a touchdown at home. So give me the Raiders to bounce back.
Yeah, Jeff Saturday can be a cool football guy all he wants. He's going to suck. Give me the Raiders.
What about the Cardinals as now 3-point dogs taking on the Rams? I initially liked the Rams in this game, man. They're 3-point favorites. But then we find out Matthew Stafford's in the concussion protocol, so we might get John Wolford. Even with that being the situation, I watched that Hard Knocks last night with Arizona. That Cardinals team's a mess, man. Give me the Rams in a bounce back spot, -3.
I'll take the Rams with you.
What do you think about the Chargers as 7-point underdogs taking on the San Francisco 49ers? 49ers at home, touchdown favorites. I'm going with the favorite here. It seems too high, but the Chargers, man, no Mike Williams, no Keenan Allen. They're all beat up right now. San Francisco, you're going to have another week with Christian McCaffrey learning that playbook. I like the Niners coming off the bye here.
Yeah, Chargers got a big win last week, but they're going to be a team that hovers like 6-5, 7-6. Niners, I wanted to shit on that McCaffrey trade, but that is such a dimension for them. I'm going to take the Niners.
I know, man. Exactly. Like everybody's 26-year-old running back. Yeah, but he throws, he can catch. He's awesome. All right. Primetime, second primetime game, Monday Night Football. The Commanders are 11-point dogs against the Eagles. 11 points with Heineke going against the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what? I'm going to take Washington to cover this number.
Wait, that Chargers-Niners game is Sunday night?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go to bed.
What about Washington-Philadelphia Monday night? Does that wet your whistle?
Where's the game?
In Philly.
Give me Commanders to cover.
That's what I'm saying. That's just too many points. 11's just too many. All right, then the last one. Cowboys are
Which it's good we did a lot of our Packers stuff early because this is a train wreck.
I know. Well, we'll be back next week officially. I have to call AT&T and have them fix my internet. All hell is going to break loose for me. And I was able to work from home tonight, so that's not good. I'm going to take the Packers over the Cowboys. I think they're going to win this game, which is going to piss me off even more because you get beat by the Jets, you get beat by the Giants. You know they're going to get up for this game. I think they pull off the upset. Give me the Packers to cover and win.
So I'm just making sure my internet's good here. You're taking the Packers to beat the Cowboys after everything we just said?
Yeah, I think they win this week. I think they're going to pull off the upset. I bet it too.
All right, I'm going to take the Cowboys to kick the shit out of us.
No faith.
Horvat, thank you.
See you, buddy.
Oh, hey.
What's up?
My mom's order?
Yeah?
She's ordering the THCOs.
Yeah, of course she is. She's in Florida.
She's getting all high on me. Where was this mom growing up?
Wait, so dude, is your internet really down too? Because I'm like, what the hell happened? Everything was working great.
Yeah, my internet's down. I'm using my phone hotspot to do this with you on my computer, and I would record it without the internet, but everything sucks. Everything sucks. I'm glad it's Friday. Fuck this.
But I wonder, like, was your shit working earlier though, and now it just isn't?
Yes.
Did we get hacked or something?
Possibly.
Because everything was working just great for me.
Yeah, we were smooth sailing. Like
all right,
Christopher
man,
Cross. All right.
I gotta figure this out. Peace.
All right, see ya. Ryan Horvat. What a disaster. I hope something was going on. Yeah, my mom, because it's 40% off Happy Place Hemp through the weekend, she got the full spectrum CBD gummies. She got elevated soul CBD lip balm. She got the THCO gummies. And then one of the sample packs for $136. Promo code Bart gets you 40% off. Shipping's free. It's $81. HappyPlaceHemp.com. That's the weekend right there. HappyPlaceHemp.com, gummy, golden chicken, the liver, crunch, chicken, mini tacos, fries, another gummy, another order of golden chicken. (414-427-5500). We'll be back on Monday. No, post-game show. Internet will be fixed by Sunday. Fuck this. Post-game show after the Packers-Cowboys. All right. This internet sucks. I'm trying my best. I don't know what to do.